Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining my series. Thank you for joining my series, uh, Virgo, the shadow side. So, I'm talking about all 12 signs of the zodiac and just talking about a little deeper subject, these shadow energies that can creep in and take over and get us off balance. And this has just been something, obviously, in studying astrology and then in doing readings and living life and studying this, that I see these threads over and over again in the different signs of the zodiac. So, if you haven't watched my introduction, there's a link below. It's also on my channel to this series because I go into a little bit more explanation about how all this works, and I know you Virgos will love that. Also, if you've never looked up your birth chart, I've got a link below through Cafe Astrology. It's a cool site. Put your information in, and it'll show you all the planets that were, all the different signs that were going on in your planets the day you were born. So to show you some of your other energies. If you need some help with that, I do private readings, and you can check me out at cowgirlastrologer.com to book an appointment. So getting that out of the way, let's go into the Virgo, the shadow side. Well, I am proud to say that I am a Virgo. I was raised by a Virgo. So I think I'm pretty qualified to talk about being a Virgo and the shadow side of it. So first of all, when we look at the Virgo, let's talk about a few celebrities. I love Virgo celebrities. So we have, of course, we have to say Mother Teresa first. Yes, we do. It is that heart of the saint. There's something about the Virgo that has a heart for the earth, that has a caring heart, loving the small animals. You see lots of veterinarians. We're very nurturing. We love to take care of plants. We love to garden. We love to take care of things. We love little details, and we love to nurture, but in a more practical way. We like to nurture very practically. Richard Gere is a really good-looking Virgo. We also have, well, some of our singers. We've got Pink, which is one of my favorite. Shania Twain is a Virgo. Let me see what else we have here. Hugh Grant, Jesse James, Freddie Mercury from Queen, Bob Newhart, Regis Philbin. A lot of times you'll see a lot of comedians because we are funny. We are really funny, and we're excellent mimickers. So that's why we make good comedians. I haven't really let loose of my mimicking side yet, where I can mimic all the different signs. Maybe it'll come out a little at a time as I get more confident. Yeah, we really have a funny sense of humor, and it's also ruled by Mercury, just like Gemini. And so when we talk about Mercury, it's planet of communication, very fast-moving planet. Some of the shadow sides of Mercury is a sneakiness. We're kind of sneaky and can be mischievous and can plot and plan and all of those little things that we do because we can manipulate things. We're very good with our hands. We can manipulate things to make them work. And so that can go on to physical things, spiritual things, and emotional things as well. And so it's something we have to be very careful of. But more importantly, the Virgo, when things get out of balance, because it is a sign of the perfection, being perfect, we can be perfectionists, we can be workaholics, we can get obsessed because Gemini, when Mercury comes into Gemini, it's very fast moving and it's more scattered. It's like, I want to think about this, and then I want to obsess about that, and then I want to obsess about this. But the Virgo, that obsession can get very, very focused in to fine detail for long periods of time, long hours. I mean, when I start editing my videos and stuff, I mean, I can just sit there for hours and hours and hours and little details and all of those things, and I love it. Good writers, we're good manually, so you give us a job that we have to use our hands, cutting hair, anything. We're very good, and we like detail. So, it's really handy to have a Virgo around. We're good entrepreneurs. We are one of the money planets, but we're more the entrepreneur type. where Taurus is also a money planet, and so is Capricorn. But, we can kind of, get out an old shoebox of childhood trinkets and create an empire with them. We don't need so much luxury. We actually kind of like more vintage stuff, hippie stuff, making something out of nothing. And that's fun for us. So, all that being said, I think the main thing that if I could impart today about the Virgo mind is how hard we are on ourselves. How hard we are on ourselves in that trying to always be perfect. And that perfectionism, because see, we see imperfection. We see not imperfection, but like we see through eyes of perfection. We know what needs to be done. We know how things work. And we think that we should be able to accomplish it at all times. But the reality is we're not, because life is just not that perfect. And when we can't accomplish those things that we've got in our minds, that we've allowed to manifest there, we can get on an obsessive roll to try and, accomplish that and complete that and make it perfect. And then once it's there, then we sit and worry, anxiety. Okay, Mercury brings about anxiety in people. And you see how I'm fidgeting with my hair? You see all this now that I'm talking about Mercury and Virgo? This is what Virgos do. They're very, okay, here we go. We're very nervous. And we can be very, very particular. And we can start getting very, very like this. It's very, very annoying. It's funny because my mom is a Virgo, and nobody I love talking to more than is another Virgo, because we just have this lingo and we can keep up with each other, and we can talk super fast, and we can obsess and rehash the same thing over and over again. We love to rehash it, tell the story one more time, figure it out, overanalyze it, make a mountain out of a molehill. Those are all wonderful attributes of a Virgo. But I was showing my mom this video. This is a perfect example. Hopefully she'll watch this and laugh. I'm showing her this video, and it's this really spiritual video, and I'm getting like this really spiritual message. Okay, I also have a lot of Pisces in my chart, so I'm listening to this message of this girl's talking, and I'm showing my mom, and it's just touching me, and I'm so into it. And so it's a video blog like I'm doing right here in my kitchen. And the girl reaches down and she fixes her bra strap like we sometimes do. I think I've done that. And all of a sudden my mom's like, oh my God, did she just fix her bra strap? And I'm like, yeah, but that's not a big deal, Mom. Listen to the message. Okay, listen to the message. Yeah, but that bra strap, I can't believe you just did that. I hope you're not going to do that. And my mom could not hear the words anymore of the message because she was so focused on that little maneuver that lady made. And I thought it was cute. But that's the perfectionistic eye of a Virgo that a lot of times misses out on the big picture, the message, what's trying to be said, because their eye has caught an imperfection and now they're going to sit and judge it. So I have a great Facebook that I have a lot of my astrology friends on, and they always tell me, you're like the favorite Virgo we've ever met. We hate Virgos. And I'm always like, really? Oh my gosh, you hate Virgos? And of course, it's been a popular subject, and I never could quite understand it. But the more that I think about it, when a Virgo gets out of balance, when the world starts to get out of order, or if there's relationships that are getting out of order, and they're chaotic, they start nitpicking. They start running around and going and just smelling everything, noticing everything. And I do that. I caught myself doing that the other day. And it was really weird because I noticed that it's not all the time, but it's like I have a threshold of chaos that I can handle. And as soon as the chaos gets past this certain threshold, I have like the hugest meltdown. And all of a sudden, everything I've been trying to ignore, so, I can do that this day and I can do that day. Don't be hard on yourself. I tell myself this all day long. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh my God, the water's dripping. Oh my God, there's there's dog hair on the floor, and there's flies in the house, and it's just the toilets are running, and I just start hearing every normal possible problem that normal people deal with, and I get into these anxiety attacks, and you just all of a sudden I'm in them. It's like a tornado, and I run around, and then I exhaust myself, and then I just sit there and I'm depressed. Or I'm down because I'm so exhausted. And then I start again. And I go, all right, come on. You can do it. And so as I'm talking right now, you might even be exhausted because I'm talking in this Virgonian mind. I'm letting you see how fast my mind can go. Okay, I'm not holding it back. When I'm talking about the Pisces, I'm going to talk much more like this because they're very much, in this vibration. But when you start talking to the Virgo, this is what begins to happen. So that's why I love when my mom comes over and my sister, who's a Virgo rising, comes over, and we just go crazy talking. But my husband has to leave the room, okay? He's like, oh my God. So, yeah, this is the life of Virgo. Now, I started wondering why people, say that the Virgo's a bitch, or that she's just, they don't like the Virgo, or they get the, the coldness from the Virgo man. They fall in love with these Virgo men who are so charming, and then they just get hurt by them. And I just trying to figure it out, because of course I have a lot of Virgo friends, and I see the good side, but I do think one of the things that happens is the Virgo, when they get into relationships, especially in the beginning, they're very critical. They try to find everything wrong with you. We try to find everything wrong with you because we don't want to get hurt also. And we also hate, which is so ironic, but we hate criticism. And yet we criticize other people. Because if we can criticize them first and we can find out all your flaws first, then ours aren't going to look so bad. We've got yours spotted way faster than you've got ours spotted, with that Mercury in our chart. So I think that trying not to be hurt, if you can pass all the little Virgonian tests, then you can make it through into their lives. They might consider it. So it appears that, we're real stuck up or standoffish, but I think it's a protective mechanism, like everything is. And people just not wanting to get hurt. I think that when we do get hurt, there's nobody who will give you the cold shoulder like a Virgo. They just cut you off, shut you down. They're not ever looking again. And you know it. And they can do it. You're not serving their purpose. You're not useful to them. If you're not useful, because they live their whole life trying to be useful to their world, if you don't contribute to the usefulness of their usefulness, then they will ultimately have to decide if you are contributing or giving something to them. They require you to be useful because they are useful. So see, it goes on and on and on. I think that when we're talking about Virgo children, I think we have to be very careful that, especially if you have a mother of a Virgo child, that you do not pick at them, what they're wearing, what they look like, criticize them, because they have already spotted those imperfections on their body, imperfections on their face, imperfections in their life. So they've already thinking about it if you don't know that, if they don't express it. They're already hard on themselves. It might be a private criticism that they're doing. So the minute you come up and say, oh, I don't like the way your hair is today, or why are you wearing those shoes like that? That does not match the rest of you. It's like a nightmare for a Virgo child because, they, again, are hard on themselves. This obsessive compulsive behavior, which is prone to the Virgo, OCD, possessive compulsive behavior, panic attacks, anxiety, can also turn into eating disorders because they are so health conscious. They're so afraid of what they're going to put in their bodies. I didn't really get that, but I'm, hopefully in my later years I'll get a little healthier. But I know that feeling of wanting to know everything that's in your food, everything that's in your drink, everything that's in reading labels. It can get way out of whack. It can get to the point where then they're just paralyzed and afraid to ingest anything, or controlling their life if they're out of control through their own diet, through their own food, through their weight, through their body, just obsessing. If you are to the point, you're a Virgo out there and you are dealing right now with a eating disorder and it's out of control, it is this Mercurian energy that's out of control. And it can be helped. We've just got to get you back in balance. When the anxiety goes down, you'll be able to reason. Fear and self judgment and self condemnation is what creates these self destructive behaviors. And so it's fixing, it's not trying to stop the problem, it's correcting how you see yourself inside and understanding that the true life of a Virgo is about living imperfect, perfectly imperfect, and accepting imperfection and accepting it and laughing and seeing that, we have so much to offer, but we're not going to put all the pieces in the puzzle. If we were perfect, there would be no reason to be here on this earth. If we were perfect, we would need nobody else. But by having those imperfections, it leaves room for other people to come in and have relationships with us, and for us to let them in, and for us to allow people to help us, which is another really difficult side of the Virgo. We want to do everything ourselves. So it's, maybe it's a cruel joke that we would be such perfectionists but never be able to attain perfection. That's the secret, though. Finding peace and joy in imperfection, all the while knowing what's perfect. So I hope this was helpful. I know I kind of hit a lot of issues, and I'm calming my Mercurian energy down now. So if you want a reading with me, my dear Virgos, I'm your sister. I know what's going on, and I can help you navigate through all of these energies. So you can check my link out or my website out, cowgirlastrologer.com, and subscribe. And I'll be talking to you guys soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.